Hello everyone, this is Audio from AdMakeFix, and today I'm going to be showing you how to adjust your brake shoes in a case where your parking brake is not working. So in this video, I'm only going to cover on how you adjust your brake shoes and not replace them, because in certain instances, for your parking brake to start working perfectly, you have to replace. I just recently replaced mine, so I know they're not worn out yet, but only need few adjustments. So let's get into the video. So I'm going to be demonstrating this on a 1993 Mazda Bongo Brown Elite truck, but the principle remains the same for most of the cars that use a mechanical parking brake and not electronic. And please don't mind the dirt on the vehicle. It's still rainy season out here and most of the roads are gravel, so the mud is just inevitable. So for us to get access to the brake shoes, we're going to first start by loosening our lock nuts, and in this case we need a 24mm socket and an extension. And make sure you have to do it on all the 6 lock nuts. Make sure you've already set up your hydraulic jack, because it's going to enable you to lift your tire off the ground, and also make sure you block your vehicle so that it doesn't roll. You have to do it on all the 4 wheels. You don't want that to happen, trust me. Now that both of the wheels are out of the way, we can go ahead and unscrew these 14mm bolts that are holding the half shafts. And to crack these bolts loose, you need a 14mm spanner or a socket. Now that all the 6 bolts are unscrewed all the way, we're going to proceed and take them out. So for us to remove the half shafts, we're going to give it a few hits with this wheel spanner just to loosen it up a little bit. Now that the half shaft is out, we're going to pull it out from the differential and set it aside. So at this point, we can go ahead and remove the 10mm bolts that are holding down on the big jam nut that prevents the bearing from coming out, and thereafter we can get access to the brake shoes. So we're just going to get our ratchet and our 10mm socket and crack these bolts loose. And just for the record, this is a messy job, so you have to be prepared. At this point, we can go ahead and remove the slotted plate that prevents the jam nut from unscrewing. Sometimes it can be tricky to come out, so you have to be patient. To help me remove the plate, I had to use a Phillips head screwdriver and just work my way around it. At this point, the jam nut can also be unscrewed. Now that the jam nut is out, we can carefully remove our wheel bearing. And when removing the wheel bearing, make sure it doesn't fall off and touch the ground, because we're going to be reusing the same bearing. Now we can slide off our wheel drum off the axle and get access to our brake shoes. So the part that you're going to be looking for is this little adjuster right here, and the direction in which you tend to either expand or contract the brake shoes can vary from vehicle to vehicle, so you just have to figure it out. For this vehicle, you have to turn the teeth anti-clockwise so that the brake shoes can be pushed outwards. And to help me do that, I'm going to be using a flathead screwdriver to turn the teeth anti-clockwise so that the brake shoes can be pushed outwards. And remember, it's all about making minor adjustments and trying on the brake drum just for you to get the right grip. So I'm going to try on my wheel drum now and see how good it fits on my brake shoes. Remember, it's all about making minor adjustments and trying on the brake drum. The goal here is making the wheel drum to have a little bit of drag on the brake shoes so that when you pull up the handbrake, it can hold. You don't want too much drag on your brake drum, otherwise your brakes will start binding. And again, you don't want too little or no drag on your brake drum, otherwise your parking brake is not going to hold. So really, it's just a matter of finding the right drag, and you can only do that by feeling it with your hands. So I'm going to make another adjustment so that I get the right drag on my wheel drum. I think that should be it, so I'm going to try on my wheel drum again. So the wheel drum is able to fit over the brake shoes, and just feeling it by hand, I think this is just the right drag I need for my parking brake to start working. So it's just all about feeling it with your hands. So at this point, I'm just going to be putting things back in place with the wheel bearing and the lock nut already installed. With the slotted plate in place, the half shafts can go next. Just give it a little bit of lift while putting it back in the differential. At this point, we can put in all the 6 14mm bolts and get them tightened. Now that all our 6 bolts are tightened, we can go ahead and jack up our vehicle so that we can put our wheels back on. At this point, we can put back our tires. And to save time and not get this video boring, I already installed the second tire and I also tightened up the lock nuts. And also remember not only to do it on one side but also on the other side. If this video was helpful, make sure you give it a like, and also if you're not a subscriber, consider yourself subscribing to see more contents like this. And also don't forget to drop something in the comment sections too, it really helps. Have a great day.